The question comes from Melissa, and she asked, Hyattsville is getting a lot more property tax money now that property values are so high. We do have tax credit programs designed to protect residents from big property tax increases. People have to fill out forms to participate in them. And for most people, they only protect against increases of more than 10%. What do you think is the right property tax rate for the city? What yearly cap do you think there should be on property tax increases for individuals? And I'll stop there because there's other questions within that, but I think we'll start there. Mr. Shively?
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is the issue I hear about more than any other when I'm out indoors. And on this issue, property taxes, voters do have a clear choice. Only last week, on May 2nd, 2022, I voted to cut the municipal property tax rate. My opponent, Robert Crosland, voted to maintain the current tax rate. This vote was made despite the city having a $20 million surplus and despite rapid growth in home assessments. I know that many Hyattsville residents, particularly the elderly and those on fixed incomes, really struggle to cover their tax assessments and are in need of some relief. Especially worrisome to many residents is how high and rapid their property tax assessments are growing. That's why I plan to introduce legislation to strengthen the homestead tax credit, to bend the curve and dramatically slow the rate of property tax increases for owner-occupied homes. Hyattsville currently has its homestead tax rate set at the legal maximum, 10%. And I'll work to cut this rate to at least half, to 5%. I hope that other members on the council will support me on this effort.
Thank you. Mr. Bach, same question.
Sure. I'm not going to blindly cut 5% or even 7%. I will, if elected, use my systems background and thoroughly assess Hyattsville as a system. I think the staff may even get fed up of me, but I'm going to do it. And after that, I'm going to make sure that the taxes are absolutely fair. Thanks.
Thank you. Mr. Crossland, same question.
Well, thank you. To recap what happened in that council meeting, let me just say that it was a vigorous discussion about the tax rate. Everybody on the council wants to help our people to be able to support themselves in this community. And it was a very difficult vote. We have a treasurer, a very bright guy, who we depend on to protect the fiscal health of our city. And it was the treasurer who mentioned that we could reduce the homestead tax credit to 5%, as opposed to the 10. And I was in agreement with that. I think that a tax cut needs to be targeted to people who really, really need that. I mean, if you look at the tax rate, if we cut the tax rate, let's say to either 61% or 61 cents or 59.44 cents, it would probably only save most people $10 a month. And I'll be honest with you, I want my taxes cut too. But $10 a month, I would rather that $10 go to a mental health program for kids. Or, when we think about it, we now have a gas-powered leaf blower buyback. We need the money to pay. We also have a police building that hasn't been finished yet, and the cost has gone up. Okay, we have a building at the public works place that we want to build out for zero rate. So there's a lot of things that we need to do, and I'm not opposed to cutting the tax rate in the future when the next assessment comes in. I'm interested in that. I'm interested in helping people. I'm interested in helping me. But we have to protect our city. We have to protect the viability of our city. And we were at one point in financial difficulty, and we are just beginning to work our way out of it. You know, we have a great treasurer, and he's gotten to the point where he's just about got us out of the problem that we were in just a few years ago.